Shefty, we know it's the preseason, and we know that we don't always see everybody on the field, including some notable players tonight. What more can you tell us?
What's interesting, Field, is in that montage of highlights we ran of the players you highlighted, Ben Roethlisberger, Amari Cooper, Ezekiel Elliott, none of them will play tonight. And the starting quarterbacks, of course, also will not play. No Ben Roethlisberger tonight for the Pittsburgh Steelers. No Dak Prescott for the Dallas Cowboys. Instead, you will see Mason Rudolph start against Garrett Gilbert. That's what an extra preseason game is all about. It's about the guys at the back end of the roster fighting to make the roster in the end, and teams resting their regulars and being smart, getting players like Ben Roethlisberger and Dak Prescott extra rest and not subjecting them to any extra added punishment.
To some, the preseason means very little, Adam, but to others, it could mean everything, as you highlighted. Chef to be with us throughout the show. Looking forward to catching up with him in just a moment. And now we go live to the Hall of Fame game itself in Canton, Ohio. And when Sal Paolantonio's on your television, you know that football is near. Sal Pal, great to see you. And some big names are obviously missing tonight. But who should we be watching for tonight from the Cowboys specifically first?
Wait a second. The big names are not missing. I'm here. You're here. Keyshawn's here. Marcus Spears is here. We're talking football in the month of August in Canton, Ohio, the birthplace of pro football in America. And it's going to be a spectacular night. Stands are going to be filled with about 20,000 people. First time a capacity crowd in an NFL game in more than 2 years. And remember, this game was canceled last year. And for the Dallas Cowboys, there'll be a lot of focus on the defense, in particular Micah Parsons, their first-round pick out of Penn State. All the reports that I'm getting from here about camp in California is that Micah Parsons has lit it up in Dan Quinn's new defense, and he's very important to what the Cowboys want to do to resuscitate a defense that was 28th in the league last year in points allowed. It'll be Parsons tonight who will really be the guy that you will be focused on when the Cowboys are on the field on defense.
Of course, Parsons' first football game in about 2 seasons as he opted out of last year. But let's go to the Pittsburgh side of this game, Sal. Who are a couple of the players the Steelers will be focusing on tonight?
Well, let's start with Najee Harris, the rookie running back out of Alabama. Drafted in the first round to save Big Ben's bacon, right? They've got to run the football. They were last in the league last year in running offense. And Mike Tomlin said he wants to see Najee Harris get a lot of work. That means into the second quarter for Najee Harris. And then Dwayne Haskins, he will play quarterback after Mason Rudolph in this game. Dwayne Haskins trying to revive his career with the Steelers. I was at Steelers camp last week. I talked to Ben Roethlisberger about Dwayne Haskins, and Haskins has been throwing the ball extremely well. He's picking up the new offense under Matt Canada extremely well, and it's time for him to really show up on the field and show his commitment to this football team.
It will be quite the comeback story for the former first-round pick. Sal Pal, great catching up, and we'll talk to you again a little bit later on in the show. All right, Key, so let's get to the game itself. Again, this may not mean much to some, but it means a lot to others, including some of the players we'll see tonight, including Dwayne Haskins, someone to watch tonight. Do you think he has the ability to be a part of the Steelers' long-term succession plan at quarterback?
I think he does. I think he has an opportunity here in Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin and him, they both share the same agent, okay? So there's a relationship that's already there. Mike Tomlin realizes that Dwayne Haskins is not his ability on the field, it's what he did off the field. It's being young. It's not having the pro football mentality. It's almost like he was too young to come out of Ohio State and start in the National Football League with the Washington football team immediately. If you go back to his rookie year, he was signing autographs at the end of a game before the game was even over on the sideline. That's youth. That's immaturity. The things that he did to get run out of Washington, it wasn't his play necessarily on the field. It was the immaturity off the field. So if he can correct that, here he will be in long-term plans in Pittsburgh for sure.
Yeah, I like that point, Key. And if you think back to when Dwayne Haskins was drafted, it never was a question about his ability and the talent level and the skill set. And let me say this, too, because Key pointed that out, which is absolutely right about his off-the-field problems. There is not a coach in the NFL I would rather have a young guy go to that needs to be corrected than to him go get coached under Mike Tomlin and get ingrained in the culture that he's created in Pittsburgh. So if Dwayne Haskins is going to have success And if he's going to thrive, he needs to not only take in everything that he's learning from the culture in Pittsburgh, but Mike Tomlin as well, because it's hard. Listen to me clearly. It is hard not to succeed in Pittsburgh, especially when they're giving you all of the opportunities to thrive and do well. And you look at this team from a football standpoint, we talked about without Big Ben a couple of years ago was a playoff team. So we know he's getting coached, and we know he's in a great situation. Tonight, Dwayne Haskins has an opportunity to put his skill set on display, but not only that, show kind of that maturity that should come from being around Mike Tomlin and the rest of this Pittsburgh Steelers squad.
It's all about the maturity and taking the next step. I think we all have played in the National Football League. We're young once, and we did dumb things our first couple years, and then all of a sudden, it clicked for us, and we stopped doing those things. And I think this is a turning point in Dwayne Haskins' career. This will be his third year in the National Football League. I know everybody look at it and say, he got cut. Yeah, but he didn't get cut because of his play. It was the stupidity and the things that he created for himself off the field. His ability is, he was drafted in the first round for a reason. There was a conversation where he should go. Should he be in the top 5, 6, 7 players taken? Is he going to go in front of Daniel Jones? All of those sort of things were taking place prior to him being drafted by Washington. So we know he has talent, but can his talent catch up to that brain that wasn't operating correctly?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.